Morning, Bones.
Good morning, Padre.
So I understand you've got some information on us, a document you've discovered.
Well, yeah, I'm looking at it, and there's accusations being made, allegedly, um, to uh, what's happening inside the COC and the HSS. Uh, uh, I guess the CIA came out with a plan in 2008 how to disrupt and tear down governments and um, organizations from within. So they
Okay.
got a certified document that they say has been circulating through uh, COC and the HSS and encouraging people to use the tactics against Robert Kennedy's agenda, which very well may be the reason why everybody's needling Robert for the things that he's trying to get done. Um, so I put the document on our general folder in Discord, but it describes of ways of disruption and how to get people to get on your side of the destruction. So
Okay. So kind of a divide and
yeah,
conquer thing, huh?
exactly. So uh, then it makes me wonder, how deep this really is, and if it goes back further than what I'm thinking. You know,
Well, it sounds to me these subversive tactics used to destroy governments. If we look back several years, probably right around 2008 is about the time Barack Obama came into the picture, and the history of Barack Obama and what he studied in college were Saul Alinsky's tactics for doing exactly that, pitting the haves against the have-nots. They were subversive tactics used to sabotage, and basically the idea was ways to get what you want. Barack Obama was tied heavily into that, and into implementing those tactics. And if we look at the Russian hoax stuff that's going on, those are the tactics that Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton was actually also tied into those policies and had written a paper uh, about Saul Alinsky. Barack Obama taught a course at Chicago University called Alinsky 101. I don't know if these are the same tactics that you're talking about on the CIA list, but it sounds very similar, and they probably tie together. And if they're not the same, they're probably very close.
I don't disagree with that. It has to come from somewhere. And even as far back as Karl Marx, and people that study Marxism and want to implement that. Socialism and how to get what you want from other people, and how to enroll them in your agenda.
Right. And Saul Alinsky was a big fan of Marx, and was very much into Marxism. Although Saul Alinsky wasn't attributed to believing in communism or socialism, he did follow Marxist principles, and that's what it was all based on. So if we look at this and take the statement that you had mentioned during our pre-video conversation of Barack Obama, stating that his ideal government would be one that he could sit behind the scenes and just pull the strings. Looks like this is exactly what's going on in the Democratic Party right now.
I don't disbelieve that. I don't have the actual proof of it. Um, Although I think it's being uncovered as we speak, looking at some of the articles and the accusations that are out there. Um, and then you'd mentioned, couldn't the left say the same thing? You know,
Right.
uh, well, of course they can, and why wouldn't they if their agenda is complete opposite of what is going on? You know what they're trying to do.
Right. It's
So
all about disrupting government systems. It's about disrupting agendas, and the left has been very good at challenging everything that President Trump has been doing. They're winning on some fronts. Trump and his administration are
right,
winning on some other fronts. Uh, but it seems like, for months now, RFK has been kind of a hero, really attacking big pharma, going after the vaccine deal with COVID and disproving it, getting all the studies in line for that. And now they've decided they're going to turn on RFK and start attacking him from all angles. And they've even
but yeah,
got both parties attacking him and questioning him.
you look at what's at stake as far as big pharma goes, and what's going on inside of the HSS and the COC, and what they had done, and the money that was made from it is all at jeopardy if RFK can prove his agenda. If he can prove that
Right.
all that residual money that they are making is at stake.
Right. And so it directly affects them. And that's where the Trump administration, originally started out with Doge looking to investigate all this wasted money, where this money was going. Um, as soon as they started getting too close to some of these things, RFK obviously was the one that was directed onto big pharma and has brought out multitudes of evidence of corruption within big pharma, has brought out just a plethora uh, of studies that are showing about vaccines and how the COVID vaccines are killing people, how the big pharma doesn't want a cure, they want customers. They want to control the market. Big pharma is big money. It's
It is big money.
it's why things like herbal remedies and stem cell treatments were kept out of the United States. Those things are all cures. You see a lot of headlines now, even from Elon Musk, talking about cures for cancer, cures for high blood pressure. These things would kill big pharma if they were to get out.
Yeah, they would. I don't know, but from experience with it myself, some of the herbal things that I've tried are very, very helpful, and acupuncture is very helpful. Um, there are a lot of things out there that are very helpful to the medical profession and looking for a cure other than what big pharma presents.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, from personally, you take a look at the medications that are required. They say you actually have to have these. Like my wife, being type 1 diabetes, has no pancreas, so she is insulin dependent.
Mm-hmm.
And the cost of insulin is outrageous if you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Where President Trump in his first term was trying to curb that cost. You know,
Okay.
so things that are actually necessary for survival and whatnot are at a extremely high cost. You can't tell me it costs that much to make that stuff. I've been in manufacturing and stuff my whole life. So everybody on the floor at the insulin factory should be making six figures.
Oh yeah. If for what they're charging for insulin, and yet they're now using several things that are directed for use at diabetics or to control diabetes. Doctors are prescribing it for weight loss. which is causing health
Yeah,
problems in another part of society.
yeah. That's the Ozempic drug, which my wife is on, but she's on a real minimal dose
Mm-hmm.
versus when it's prescribed for weight loss.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it can cause the dose that you have to take for weight loss can cause some issues. You
Yeah,
know, um, I don't understand. I mean, but that's an extravagant cost for that
exactly.
drug.
It's crazy, and yet this is what RFK is attacking: is big pharma and the costs of medications that are necessary and required, and trying to determine what medications are necessary and required. Uh,
Yeah.
so
So
he's definitely
that
being attacked.
yes. Um, so what's his name? Saul what?
Saul
Whatever Obama was.
Alinsky. Saul
Saul
Alinsky.
Alinsky. So if I remember right in our conversation, you had said who Saul Alinsky dedicated his tactics to.
Well, he actually wrote a book in 1971, I believe it was. I don't recall the name of the book. Um, and he dedicated it to Lucifer. Uh,
Wow.
he, it was questioned,
Lucifer,
was he, did he mean this Lucifer or that Lucifer? They said no, just Lucifer, the devil. Saul
the
Alinsky
devil himself.
dedicated the book to the devil himself. And yet, this is who Obama idolized, that he taught a course at Chicago University, uh, Alinsky 101. These are the tactics he believes in. And they're all about getting what you want and tactics to attack and overcome big government.
Wow. So maybe he is what they said he was, the Antichrist. But I don't know, I don't know.
Well, yeah, there was a
Um,
lot circulating about that during his terms.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, and like you said, I've always believed that behind this huge leftist movement, people talk about communism, socialism, Marxism, which is, they're all similar, and it's the direction the left is pushing, the agenda they're pushing. And I've always felt from the beginning that you had Barack Obama and George Soros backing these type of things. They are uh, big believers in this, and when they're in power and have control, which seems like both of them still have a lot of control in what happens in our
Oh,
government.
I think that, yeah, I think their fingers are pretty deep in the government right now. And that's what Trump's basic agenda, with draining the swamp was all about, is trying to uproot these things and get rid of it.
Right.
But he's got a lot of work to do. That's all I can say.
Right. And from what I'm seeing, and you had mentioned that I had asked the question, uh, could not the left say that Trump's administration are using these same tactics by going after and targeting specific individuals using political power to get rid of them? Uh, and and it could be argued for sure. I think
Exactly. Yeah.
the big difference being in some cases, which, and this is the big question to the public, uh, when there's evidence and proof, and there's actually charges and convictions, I think it makes a little bit of a difference. Uh, when you're seeking truth, it's different than trying to disrupt with, well, I'm going to use the word hoax like we used we defined in our conversation on Monday. Hoax is using an information to maliciously deceive, and
Exactly.
and that's the way we divide and conquer. And I think that's, there's a difference between maliciously deceiving to divide and conquer than there is from seeking truth.
Right. Right. In that, there's a lot of intelligence and stuff involved in what's going on, but it always takes my mind back to the snake oil situations in the 1800s and the traveling band of gypsies or whatever they might be,
Mm-hmm.
but step back, non-believers, or the rain will never come.
Right.
Someone get the fire burning, someone beat the drum,
Yep. Exactly.
So so if
You
you
get
get a
enough people believing in it,
yeah,
that's how you disrupt. And right
yeah,
now this country is definitely divided. I don't know if it's evenly divided, but it's divided.
it's divided.
You've
It's
got
divided.
people buying off the snake oil salesman, and you've got those that are calling it out and won't, those buying it won't listen to the truth. Uh,
Right, right. The truth becomes the lie. You
right,
know,
right.
uh, it's just unreal how things happen and what's going on. Unbelievable in my mind. But
Well, it is, and it you take that and their platforms for disseminating this disruptive information are the things that are called the news.
yeah,
They're
so
using social media.
yeah. So there's the evidence that we have today is we have evidence that proves that they've studied these tactics and they may have used these tactics through their political careers.
Mm-hmm.
Not naming any names, but that evidence is pretty relevant, you
Right,
know. Um, so in my mind, it remains to be seen because everything is alleged, and I don't know. I don't know for sure that what I'm saying or what I'm thinking is true.
right.
So it remains to be seen. I think we'll have another conversation on this in the near future.
And I would agree with that. I think we just keep our eyes open for what's going on and the tactics being deployed by either side. And I do know that I'm seeing a lot of headlines about a lot of Democratic politicians being arrested, being convicted, insider trading, real estate fraud. Uh, the Republicans now have a bill on the House floor that would prevent anybody in a political office from doing any stock market trading while they're in office. Of course, that's easy to get around. Okay, Bones, I'm in office now. You're not. I'm going to give you the information and the money, and you do all the trading, and we both get rich. There's always going to be
Yeah,
a way around it, but at least it's being addressed.
right, right.
But with all these arrests that are going on, you turn around and you look back at all the arrests and the attacks and accusations made against President Trump. uh, 34 felony convictions, which have all now been overturned, but they politicized the IRS, they politicized and weaponized the CIA with these tactics to go in and destroy him. He, of course, now is still being attacked on every front. Are these the tactics being used? Is this the agenda from the left? We've stated before, Trump's platforms and his administration's platform seem pretty clear cut. Let's attack Big Pharma. Let's go after the drug cartels. Let's Let's get money back to the people. Let's reduce taxes. Let's reduce interest rates. These are all on the plate, and things. Let's deport the illegal immigrants that are draining off of our tax dollars. Let's secure our border. All these platforms that he ran on, that he's making all these attempts to do, and they're being challenged and blocked. And it seems like we've said it before, the Democratic agenda has nothing to do with what they're going to do for the American people. It's all hate and attack Trump, and hate and
Right.
attack any politician that is supporting his policies.
Yeah, that's what I see. That's what I see. You know.
So I don't
Um,
see anything coming from the left being proposed that is supposed to help out the American people, make our economy better. Uh, all they're doing is attacking what is being done.
yeah, that's what I see, and I don't don't know. I hope other people can see through it also. And there may be some changes, I hope, from all of this. You know, more positive changes and more positive information coming out in the medical field, and uh, I hope it happens because it'll help everybody. It'll help the American people, rather than big pharma.
I would agree. And so, as Bones stated, I'm sure we'll have some follow up on this subject with specifics on circumstances where we believe these tactics are being deployed, other than just RFK and President Trump. We'll look more into it, come back with some more specifics on what these tactics are, on specific cases where we believe they're being utilized. Uh, Again, we'll have some follow ups. So, from Padre Havoc and Bones, folks, try to keep your chin up and
Stay positive, everybody.